What is up, everybody? Welcome to Mono Blue Amulet Mill. Get everything set up here real quick. Cool. I'm a little backwards today. I was supposed to be putting out the deck tech before showing this off, but a little behind. So I wanted to do this for today's stream, and then right after this, we'll post the deck tech as well. So if you guys knew already, the Modern Merfolk giveaway deck ended on Friday, so I'll make a video on that sometime this week, announcing the winner, making sure that they're a real person and all that kind of stuff, but getting that over with pretty quickly. And yeah, it's going to be a fun week this week, so hope you guys are doing well. James, make sure to not be near fire. That sounds awful. So, what's up, Gizmothic? Ed Sheeran. So, was it today or yesterday, someone commented on one of my videos and said that I looked like a dwarf, and I was like, I mean, maybe I'm 6'2", so I'm like, I'm not as far as like a height dwarf. And then they were like in parentheses, like, I know you want to take it as a compliment, but I'm not meaning it that way. I'm like, then how do you like what? Like, do you mean I look like a Lord of the Rings dwarf? Because that's awesome. So just saying. I look like Gimli. Toss me. Gimli with glasses, and a little bit less hair, a little bit less beard. Wow, those glasses are bigger than my future. Oh my gosh. All right, let's go through the deck real quick. So we have 4 Ministry of Inquiries at a 1-drop slot, 3 Opt, 2 Unsummon, 4 Compelling Argument, 4 Perilous Voyage. This is the main card that made me want to go mono blue, because it's a bounce spell, but it also lets you scry 2. So it really helps on like evening out your plays. 4 Winds of Rebuke, 4 Fraying Sanity, 4 Supreme Will, 2 Glimmer of Genius, 3 Amulet. This is where if you cast 4 instant and sorceries, you can flip it, and you can actually tap it and make your instant or sorcery like copy itself. So milling for like 10 with a Compelling Argument instead of 5, which is amazing. Then we have a River's Rebuke for 2 there. In the sideboard here, we have 2 Spell Pierce, 1 Unsummon, 2 Essence Scatter, 2 Jace's Defeat, 2 Negate, 2 Disallow. Basically want to make sure we have a very heavy control strategy in the sideboard. 1 Sorcerer's Spyglass, 2 Fleet Swallower if we're up against a slower or control style strategy, and 1 Run Aground, because that's hilarious against a Teamer Energy deck when they don't have energy for their Hydras. So, this deck I think on MTGO traders right now, there's a link in the description, but it's going for like 17 tickets or something. It's super cheap. But let's get right into it, guys. Where do you get your complimentary Axe beer mug and sassy elf partner? I don't know where I get them. I assume in Middle Earth. This is a decent hand. This is not a great hand, so we're going to mulligan. 2 lands, Perilous Voyage, Fraying Sanity, Amulet. We're on the draw, so I'm going to keep. And Scavenger Grounds on top. That's okay. We'll put that on top. I want to pass turn here. Yeah, the guy that played Gimli was 6'6". Yeah, he's a monster. Aren't disallows like 17 tickets by themselves? I don't think so. Not that I know of. We're just going to play a land here and pass. Desert of the Mindful. So we could be playing up against a cycling deck, maybe? Ooh, blue-white. This is the second Sun deck. This basically means that we'll be boarding out some cards like Perilous Voyage and Unsummon. Let's get out the Revulate here and pass turn. Tried playing something like this myself. Played 10 games. Never drew Fraying Sanity in any of them. Jeez. That's awful. The thing for me is I actually have been winning a lot without even playing Fraying Sanity, just because the mill like strategy in this deck is so high, especially with Amulet on the battlefield. It just makes everything like 1 mana cheaper, which means you can play more than 1 spell per turn usually. So it just makes this whole like situation a lot easier on you. Let's get out a Scavenger Grounds here, and then I'm going to probably play out an Opt or Fraying Sanity, or not Fraying Sanity, Supreme Will. Don't want to run into a counterspell here. Does Ixalan have any mill cards? After Rotation Stole, Startle Awake, I'm looking for something new to add in. We have a Censor here. So the mill cards that they added were the Fleet Swallower, which is a 7 mana 6/6 creature that when he attacks, it's like the top I think rounding up. We'll mill half of your opponent's deck rounding up, which is really great. And it's in my sideboard. It's not in the main board, though, because the fish is in the sideboard. But it's not in the main board because just drawing those out, if you're up against a faster strategy, is like a death sentence. So let's see. I'm going to hold up the same thing we just did this past turn. Was going to Supreme Will, but I think I'll wait till this turn now that I have 2 more of them. Up against the this kind of deck, though, we definitely want to try and get a much faster hand. People are playing Approach because it's basically an easy win con. Let's see, he only has 1 blue mana, though. Supreme Will is only 1 blue mana, so let's go for a Supreme Will here on our side. If this gets countered, we'll pull out Fraying Sanity the next turn. There's a Censor. Okay. No. That is perfectly fine by us. Aether Hub is fine. Let's get out in a Fraying Sanity here. All right, and then we will hold up an Opt. Fleet Swallower is kind of terrible. It plays in a deck with no creatures, so it becomes literally the only removal target. Add in that attacking and mill are opposite strategies. Yeah, that's why it's in the sideboard. The only reason I would ever put it in is if we're up against a control-heavy strategy like this, where we get to 7 or 8 mana with the ability to maybe have a Supreme Will or something open. So we cast out and can still kind of protect it. Against a strategy like this, where they're trying to just win by approach, they might have cast outs to grab it, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult to deal with. So I could play out a Primal Amulet here and run into a counterspell, or I could Supreme Will. Let's see. Let's go for a compelling argument. Actually, let's go for an amulet. Let's see. Well, actually, next turn they'll do their approach. So let's hold up 2 Supreme Wills for that, or a Supreme Will for that in an Opt. Out of the side, it might be okay after they've sided all their removal targets against you. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Lay your 7th land and cast Approach, please. Well, that is the 7th land. Okay, we're going to Opt. I'm okay with that. Very nice. Okay. So basically what we want to be doing is we want to be aware of when approach is happening so we can mill as quickly as we can. So with the approach deck, you basically have to win in a turn. So there's just so much removal before siding that's usually just a blank. Yeah. Let's see if he has it. He doesn't have it this turn. Let's go for a Supreme Will here. I like grabbing an Opt, then burning it. I think that's fun. Okay. Let's get out a second Fraying Sanity. He's going to let that resolve. And then we're just going to continue to wait. Again, we want to be really patient with the approach deck, because once they cast it, then they have, like a turn, or maybe it's in their hand. So we just have to be extremely careful. Okay, he's going to Supreme Will. That's fine. He's looking for it. Amulet burn deck. Ooh. Maybe in the future, for sure. Have you seen a lot of the black-blue Scarab God decks in MTGO? Anthony, not yet. There was a couple last week, but not a ton. Compelling for 20 seems fun. Yeah. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. I'm assuming he has it now. Come on, opponent. Just going to pass here. Yeah. That's fine. Let's go for an amulet to get out some counterspell. All right, that makes these guys 1s and 2s. And I'm just going to pass again. Yeah, double compelling wins here, but he has 6 cards in hand, so I'm afraid of a counterspell at the moment. So again, you basically have to wait for him to play approach. He taps out, and then we just completely destroy his face. So we don't have to counter it with Supreme Will. We're just holding it up to mess with him, or maybe get rid of another spell. But most of the time when they cast it, because the cast trigger is what causes it to happen, you want to Supreme Will it until it goes to the graveyard. So that does get rid of it for the first time. But here I think we're fine. Yeah, we'll just get rid of it first. He'll have a Censor in his hand. And that's fine. Well, not a Censor, but maybe a Negate. No Negate, okay. All right. Very cool. So let's just kill him this turn. So 1 compelling argument. That's 5. Then 10. And then that's 10 over here by itself. So that's 10, 20, 30. So he's already dead. But for good measure, we can let's do this. Ibn Rivale, and he's dead. He was already dead, but you know. Bam, bam, and you're dead. So that's the thing about the compelling, or the approach to the second Sun decks, is that you have to just be really patient with your plays. Yeah, he has 0 cards. There we go. So for me, I want to board out unsummons. I want to board out the Voyages, because they're just dead cards right now. Let's board in some negates, some disallows. I like a Fleet Swallower, not 2. Let's try for a Spell Pierce as well. I think that's fine. And that's it. We're good. Is there a point countering the first approach, even if resolved? The second one wins the game regardless of the first one resolved. So basically, if they had some sort of way, if they had like extra mana to get rid of a spell that I had on the field, I didn't want them to have it back in the deck. So I didn't want to have the option of, if they didn't have it in their hand to win that next turn, then they would have drawn into it. So I didn't want that to happen. This is an okay opening hand. It's not great. It does have Minister here. We're still also on the draw, so I think this is a keep. Jace's Defeat is good, but it doesn't go up against like a cast out or anything like that. So the biggest things he's going to probably board in would be cast outs, any kind of Winds of Rebuke, stuff like that. So Jace's Defeat's really bad against those cards. So so Winds of Rebuke, I can bounce my own creatures and my own permanents. So it's really good for that reason, because I can still bounce my Minister and get the energy back, and it can still mill for 2. So it's still really good in the deck for that reason. Okay. It's just good tech against a deck that, like, oh, I'm doing it to my own guy. They probably won't counter it, but they do still get the secondary mill too. What's up, Drew? Let's get out a Ipni Rivulet here. He's going to have 2 up, so we're going to get out another Minister. Hope to draw into something this next turn. Essence Scatter, we're going to Spell Pierce that. Very nice. All right, let's start milling like crazy. And with Minister, you really don't want to wait for the Fraying Sanity to come down, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to get as many cards out of the deck as possible as soon as possible. So with these guys, it's going to be a little bit early. So, Rod, hello. And Mel starting to not like Ixalan and love this to help me fall back in love. Oh my gosh. I think Ixalan's fun, but I do think it kind of puts these like Ixalan puts a lot of the decks in like certain like cylinders, as in like we didn't draw a land. I don't like my chances here of getting compelling argument to cast. So let's just cycle that. Like Ixalan puts a lot of the decks, different deck types in cylinders, and like it kind of makes it very like sectioned off, which is not great. But it's still a lot of fun. It's just, it's frustrating because you have a lot of these like things that don't really interact with each other. Hope that made sense. What's up, Phoenix? Okay, we got one more energy left. Getting mana screwed in this match. Yeah, he had a sensor, so that would have caught the compelling argument there. Amulet is a really interesting card. Happy to see this spicy build around it. Dude, it's crazy. Like, Amulet is... In this deck, it makes everything incredibly cheap. And it makes it, like, super playable whenever it flips over. There's a hub for us, which is great. So we can continue to do 6 more cards. And again, we want to Supreme Will. We don't want to Fraying Sanity, because he wants to get to 7 mana. So, Cat Fog. What's up, man? Thank you. Appreciate it. I like the flannel. Let's see. 4 Glimmer of Genius. There's a Glimmer. So we can either Supreme Will that. I like Supreme Will here because it does lock down if they don't get into a cast out or something. Because that's what he's trying to do. Either get into mana or cast out. Hashtag reprint Elixir. Well, I mean, you have Commit to Memory. And you also have the Timetable device or whatever in Kaladesh. So those are 2 different things that can, like, combine your deck. Oh, there's also Survive, which is that other... It's Struggle to Survive, right? Or is that the wrong one? Let's see. Passing here. Scavenger Grounds is quite good. Let's go for an Amulet here because we have 2 in our hand. He's going to counter this, which is totally fine. He did not. Wow, that's really interesting. What does he have in his hand? Perpetual Timepiece. Sorry about that, Phoenix. Thank you. Thank you for that correction. I'm keeping Ministers up because I don't really care about them attacking in at all. We did get to get rid of a cast out here. One of the approaches is already in the graveyard. So our chances of winning are increased quite a bit now. Thanks to the Amulet being out. Let's see. Cast out on the Amulet. Is that what he's trying to do? He let the Amulet drop to counter the Fraying Sanity. That's true. But the Fraying Sanity is going to hit now thanks to the cast out on the Amulet. So, just a weird play there on his part. Let's see what we have here. Ipni Rivulet is not bad. Let's get out a Fraying Sanity. And then we will just pass. So that's the second cast out. So I'm assuming there's probably 1 or 2 more in the deck. Besides that, they could have Ixalan's Binding, which is also great, and really good against this matchup for us. Another cast out. There's the 3rd one, because he already has one in the graveyard. Again, we can win the game without Fraying Sanity, so he's at 29 cards right now. If he decides to continue to do that, we're okay with that. Let's see. Let's go for an Amulet here. And next turn we'll just probably start to Ipni Revelays. Or we can River's Rebuke. Reprint the expert. Nice. So the thing with River's Rebuke, I didn't want that to happen. If I did that turn, he would have just got his cast outs back. Let's see, just a Glimmer here. No problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He only has 5 lands, so we're still really good on the approach strategy. 6 land. He's at 6 land now. Again, 2 mana up. Another Primal Amulet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 5 mana for us. Rebuke to get your Frank Sanity back, then Revelay for 20 cards. Needs a couple more mana. Yeah, we don't have enough mana to do all that. We could Revelay here. But I feel like a Censor would probably just grab... Well, actually, it's 5 mana, so if Censor would go around it. We can try for it and get out a Minister. Excuse me. Oops, cancel. Sorry, I needed two blue. 2 blue? Yeah, that's fine. Getting a counter on that, but that's fine. It does bounce Amulet as well, though. And you may want to cast out the Ministers here if I replay one. I think he's debating whether or not just to negate. Okay. That is okay. We're at 1 counter on the Primal Amulet. Deck Tech, Casey, haven't done the Deck Tech yet, but it's gonna. The deck list is in the description. The Deck Tech will be out later today. I just kind of ran out of time this morning. I made the MTG Finance video this morning. Omelet Mill? Let's see. Search for Azcanta. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's at 7 mana, so he should have approached that turn. Let's see what we can do here. Island is not bad. 25 cards. Hey, cancel on that. Let's see, we can mill him for 8 this turn. I don't want to sacrifice Scavenger Grounds just yet. Let's see how many. Another approach. Here's a second approach. How many copies of approach do they usually have in the deck? Just 2? I'm going to hold up for a Scavenger Grounds here. Might exile that. If that's his win condition. 3. Gotcha. Here's the Supreme Will. And he was 2 or 3. I know it's not 4, so. We've got 3 in the graveyard. Or 2 in the graveyard. 17 cards. What's that magic? We're playing Mono Blue Amulet Mill. Feeling kind of peckish about getting Scavenger Grounds. There's a irrigated farmland. He's really looking for that second approach. Or third approach. You missed the magic. Let's see. 4 cards in hand. 3 cards in hand. Oh, you're fine. Let's see. Nothing. Wow, okay. We've also got a negate, so if he does cast it, we can counter it. Why aren't I attacking with my 1/2s every turn? I mean, it's just, you know, that's not what this deck is really about. I want to win the way that the deck is built. And also, Settle the Wreckage might handle this situation. 3 cards in hand. I'm going to hold up mana here. I could empty Rivulet. Like, I mean, we can attack out. It's not a big deal. It's just self-mill deck. 17 cards in the deck. Yeah, there is Azcanta. It's going to be flipping. All right. So he'll need basically a straight up counterspell for negate that I have in my hand here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He has 8 mana. He needs. Yeah, there it is. There's a Glimmer. I'm fine with him digging as long as it's thinning his deck. I was so hoping someone would do this deck. Thank you. Appreciate it, Devin. Yeah, as soon as I saw Amulet, I was like, oh, this kind of mill deck would be stupid. 9 mana? Oh, yeah, 9 mana because of Azcanta. You're right. He's passing again. We have our own Glimmer. Let's do this. This does give us energy, and it gives Amulet a counter. He'll likely counter this. Let's see. Supreme Will could be held up for this. But I don't want to use my remaining 2 mana for that. We want to make sure Scavenger Grounds is available, or Negate is available. So let's let that happen. Azcanta Alara? You guys are not going to let that die, are you? Yep, he's going to look again. Assuming he has... Okay, he grabbed a Glimmer. Man, it's really in there, isn't it? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So he has 10 mana. He can hold up a Supreme Will for the negate here. $11 mana. If he just does 4 here, though, it's... Nope, here it is. Here it comes. Yeah, we're going to try for a negate. It's probably going to get countered. That's fine, though. We're getting a trigger here. 4 cards. It happens. Wow. Oh, he didn't have any other cards in his hand that were counters? Oh, that's terrible. Wow. Easy 2-0. All right. GG's. That was good game 1, or match 1. Wow, that was awesome. What's better, Cast Out or Ixalan's Binding? Depends on your matchup. I'd say against like a Raminap Red deck, any kind of deck where it runs lots of 4-ofs, Ixalan's Binding is much better than Cast Out. But against something where it's like more like an Amulet deck or something like that, where they just have 1, 2, and 3s, I would say that Cast Out is better. This hand is finicky. We're on the draw. We're not on the draw though. I like the Aether Hub and the Sinister setup here, so we'll keep this. We are on the draw. Sorry, we're not on the draw. We are on the draw. Your deck is working on stream. It's a miracle. Oh, this is maybe a Rakdos deck here. Maybe Grixis Pirates or Rakdos Pirates. Either way, Minister's probably going to die. Just got to see what's happening. What's happening? Opponent's like, haven't seen Mill since rotation. Oh, man. Okay, Crag. 5-color nonsense. Let's see. Pass turn for us. Very nice. Let's get out a island here. And then I don't want to play the second Minister because I'm afraid of a Sweltering Suns. So let's hold that up. And then we'll just mill. It's not Rakdos, it's 3 colors. Well, we know now. Yeah, if you guys want to see the deck list, the deck list is in the description. Blooming Marsh. Yeah, there's the Suns. Called it. Let's get out a island here, and then a second Minister, or a third Minister, actually. Let's hold compelling argument for the Amulet play. Anytime I see 2 mana, or 2 red mana, I think Sweltering Suns. Assuming that Minister's going to die here. Doomfall. Yep. Interesting they didn't go into my hand there. Let's go for an Amulet here. Excuse me. How much is this deck? This deck, I think, on MTGO Traders is around 17 tickets, which is like nothing. And I think on paper it's like maybe 25 bucks. It was really cheap when I priced it. Let me see. I think it's actually a little bit more because the disallows in the sideboard. Yeah, so on paper it's around 50 bucks because of the disallows in the sideboard. But yeah, you're welcome to take those out. They don't make it that much better. They're also sideboard tech. No mulligans, you have lands. Opponent might abrade the Amulet here. If not, then we'll get 2 compelling arguments out for just 2 mana, which is awesome. 4 cards in hand. Abrade? Nope, not abrade. What is this? Regisaur Alpha. Okay. Greymon, Digivolve to Metal Greymon. All right, let's getting in for 3 here. 46 cards in his deck. Would like to pull into a Perilous Voyage or a... There it is, Winds of Rebuke. Perfect. All right, so we have 3 counters here for Amulet we can do at this turn. Let's see. Let's do 1 here. Keep the Winds of Rebuke for their turn. Jund good stuff? Yeah. Another 1. What is the term for green, red, and black? I believe that's Jund, right? Don't give him more tokens. Yeah, I don't want to bounce it this turn. So one of the things that Anthony, like you saying, you need Frayed Insanity out before casting a compelling argument for a win con. I agree with you in that sense, but when he has lots of pressure like this on the board, I want to try and get those out so I can get my Primal Amulet if it's on the board, high on counters. So when it does flip, I can start doubling up everything. Let's see. What is my opponent playing? I had good stuff. Let's see what this is. Death Gorge Scavenger. Okay. Let's bounce the alpha here. Now he will be able to get another counter back from that. But that does save us some damage for this turn. Ixalan's mining better than Gideon's Intervention? Depends. Bounce the Ravager. Or Scavenger? Not Ravager. hub. Huh. This is going to hurt for this turn. Maybe it's red-green Dino splashing black for removal in Vraska? Probably. Getting into mana there sucked. The cool thing, though, is if we cast River's Rebuke, it actually will flip this and make it not come back to us. So, I assume you're just going to recast the alpha. 32 cards in hand. Let's see. Glimmer? Down to 7. Probably dead this next turn. Weird he didn't... there's a Ruin Raider. This graveyard's got... There's a Winds of Rebuke. Field of Ruin. Some Glory Bringers, Lightning Strikes. Another Ruin Raider. Drover of the Mighty. Freebooter. There's a Vraska right there. Okay. Yeah, I think we're still dead in this next turn. If he plays the alpha. Rebuke is one-sided. Each player puts top 2 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. Oh, wow. Okay, cool. He didn't play out the alpha. So we actually have one turn. Let's see. Let's bounce the dinosaur here. The token. Datcros, is that how you pronounce it? This is not League. Let's see. Yes. This is just tournament practice. I'm definitely wanting to get into League as soon as possible, though. Getting in for, yeah, it does. Oh, it does give him +1/+1, so it is 7. So that does kill me. It's right. So if it exiles a card, it gets +1/+0. If it's a creature card, they gain 2 life. That's right. Let's see. This matchup's a lot more difficult than the last one we played against. I like Essence Scatter here. I like an Unsummon. Sorcerer's Spyglass could shut down a Vraska strategy. Let's take out some amulets. In this setup, we would rather have something else besides those. Let's get out a Voyage as well. Probably 2 Voyages and put in a Disallow. Actually, a Negate. Let's do that instead. Run Aground would be good for that as well. So let's do that. Get out another Voyage. All right, let's try again. Anyone else get an email for arena beta testing? Nice. Play first? Yes. Opening hand? Not bad. Not great, but not bad. Since we're on the play, we'll have Frank Sanity here. Let's get out the island and just pass. Time to jank out this win. Tap land. That's good for us. Island, let's get out a Minister here. Frank Sanity, Minister, and Compelling Argument is actually a very good setup here. Okay. What's up, Elliot? Okay, getting out Drover of the Mighty. Not bad. But we have a much more stable hand this time, so yeah. Let's just get out Fraying Sanity and just start milling like crazy. This weekend was the worst. We all have withdrawal. I'd like to make a withdrawal. Let's hold that up for a blocker. But we can tap it on their turn. He does have green, so he might have some sort of enchantment removal in his sideboard. What is the dream opening hand for this deck? Probably 3 land of some sort. Yeah, that's fine. And then a Minister. One of the lands being Aether Hub. A Minister. Maybe a Fraying Sanity and a Compelling Argument. And that's what? 3 land, Minister, Compelling Argument, Fraying Sanity. And then the other card could be a bounce spell like Unsummon or Winds of Rebuke. I think that's pretty good. Grabbed a Glorybringer and a Vraska. 4 mana. Ripjaw Raptor. Let's see. Let's hold up the Supreme Will or Run Aground for next turn. We could do Run Aground, and then in the following turn we could Compelling Argument. I think that's fun. What am I playing under? Super Hinotama, Phoenix. Let's see. 5 cards in hand. 6 cards in hand. And again, Drover is a 3/3 now. Freebooter. Ooh. That's annoying. Let's see what he takes. I'm assuming he's wanting to take a Compelling Argument or Run Aground. Or I could Run Aground the Freebooter in response. I feel like the Raptor here is yeah, the target. Let's bounce the target, the Raptor. Lightning Strike, no problem. I can still mill you for 3. Because we could have done that on his turn, so. Let's see what he grabs. Probably Compelling Argument. Yeah, there it is. Let's see. Oh, this is a tournament practice, Phoenix. Getting in for 1 here. So 37 cards. We have an island here. Winds of Rebuke is hilarious. So let's do that. Then cast Compelling Argument. And he can grab Supreme Will if he wants to. But he's down to 23 now. We never started playing MTGO if it weren't for him giving me the confidence to play. I'm a terrible player too. Nah, it's fine. I'm an okay player. I feel like I'm a lot better when I'm not streaming, obviously. Ripjaw going to gain some life. He can get in for 3 this turn. Will likely Supreme Will to dig for another mill card. Like a Compelling Argument. We have the upper hand in this one. You Dees. Thanks, appreciate it. right, let's get out an island here. Let's see. I'm going to hit cancel, actually. Let's hold up for a turn. Buying a PC for MTGO now from just watching these streams. Oh, man, that's awesome. And you don't need like a awesome PC either. Whoa, $2 donation, Taryn Love. What's up, Magic? Thank you. Appreciate that. You're awesome, man. That was so nice. You guys are so nice. I dance and play Magic better after a few brewskis. Here is a duress. Let's see. Non-land, non-creature. Yeah. Let's grab an unsummon. And then we'll cast that to bounce the Scavenger. And you can't duress nothing because I don't have a hand. Check your chat box. I'm looking, Phoenix. Oh, wow, Phoenix, what's up? Nice. Death Gorge Scavenger. Gonna grab a unsummon there. It's gonna hit me for 3. Playing a balanced deck is like... What? Oh, Max, that's so mean. Getting it for 3. Take me down to 13. He's got 21 cards. He's gonna have 20 by the end of the turn. Would love to pull into a Glimmer of Genius and then 2 mill cards. That would be nice. Goodness, what is happening? Unsummon, not bad. It does hold off an attack for a turn. What is my main personal competitive deck? Like if I was to play competitive right now, I'd probably go with Teamer Energy because it's so powerful. I mean, if you guys saw the championship over the weekend, I mean, Huey basically went, or William Jensen basically went undefeated, or he did go undefeated. Undefeated. It was insanity. Let's see. Yeah, he's going to attack first. Five cards in hand. Taryn bad. What did I do? What did I do wrong? He gets me for 1. What would be the deck best suited to beat Teamer? Ugh. I don't know, Gibbage. That's a hard answer. Black-blue control is very good. Here's a compelling argument. Let's just cast that from the top. If we top deck a compelling argument, we win next turn, right? Let's see. Phoenix, you're talking to my opponent right now. I can't watch it. I have to pay attention to the game. Energy is so good. I fear that it sets some. Yeah, before we see it again, yeah. Yeah, the Scavenger trigger doesn't affect me at all, guys. So, like, exiling cards in my graveyard. I don't have like sarcophagus or anything in my deck. So, when he exiles things, it doesn't matter. It just gives him the plus, the +1/+0. He's gonna get him for 3 this turn. Do you play Search for Azcanta in this deck? I do not, see Daddy. I did think about it quite a lot, but I opted for Opt instead in that place because it was one less. Huh, there it is. Bam. That's 8. That's it. That's game. My opponent, no! All right, let's sideboard. What did I do wrong, Elliot? Let's see. Gosh. Taryn saying C Daddy is weird. Like C Nanners. Let's see. I think we're fine, actually, with this situation. Yeah, let's submit. Honestly, would have liked to put some Perilous Voyages in there, but it would be difficult to get any like advantage out of those early in the game or late in the game. This is a really fun hand, so we're gonna keep it. Why don't I main deck Fleet Swallowers? Devin, it's just gonna die right now. Like, it's not gonna get countered, so that is one thing. But I'm highly suspect of him having Doomfall or something like that. Gotta go. See you later, Halsey. So that's why it's not in there. Because he played Doomfall game 1, and that's basically a red flag for me not to get it out. Elliot, what did I do wrong, man? Oh, here's a Duress. Sure. Just going to grab one of the Fraying Sanities, I assume. Or the Opt. Most likely one of the Fraying Sanities, though. Yep. Wanted to give him the option of getting Opt. Yeah, we'll do an Opt for an Opt. Let's see, Island here, and pass. Drover, not bad. Let's go for an in-phase Opt. Minister, yeah, sure. Nice. Let's get out the Fraying Sanity here. We'll likely take 3 from the Drover next turn. I'm not upset, Magic. It's all right. Floating here is actually okay because of Ipni Rivulet, because we have 3 deserts here we can actually use. Crushing Canopy. Oh, ouch. Yeah, that's going to set us back a lot. Such a good card. Let's see. Let's get out a Aether Hub. I think that's all right. And then a Minister here. Okay. 3 mana, 4 mana. There's a Ripjaw. $49 cards. What should we name with the Spyglass? Vraska? That seems likely, right? Do I prefer mono blue mill or Simic mill? Probably in this standard meta, probably mono blue. Simic mill is just a little bit worse because we don't have Startle Awake anymore. Glorybringer, Scrap Heap, Scrounger. Yeah, I think Spyglass is going to name Vraska here. Ruin Raider, Lost Legacy. Oh. He really wants to get rid of Frank Sanity here. Let's get rid of the Relic Seeker. And then pass. Named Scrap Heap? Oh, we could have done that, huh? That does make sense. I'm just thinking of the mid to late game play. We do have Scavenger Grounds in our hand as well, though, so. Getting in for 7 here. This is likely a loss because of our Frank Sanities going to the graveyard twice. Let's see, 45 cards in hand. Ipni Reveille. Yeah, we're just going to sack it immediately. Thanks, Phoenix. Phoenix? What? What's the deal with Ixalan drafts? I heard nothing but negative feedback. Max, it's an incredibly hard drafting format. Like, it's awful. Like, if you don't get all the pieces of the deck you're playing, then you're just out of luck. Like, that's basically how it plays. Yeah, there's a Scrap Heap. Yeah, naming Scrap Heap would have been better there instead of naming Vraska. We'll likely block the Ripjaw here. That's fine. He'll get a card out of this. But we're really behind right now from flooding out. Yeah, man, you can always add me on MTGO. Whether or not I'll like get back in touch with you is a different story. Let's see here. Reveille. We'll keep Winds of Rebuke. We could Winds of Rebuke the Spyglass and then rename Scrap Heap. Though that really doesn't do anything to these on the field. Yeah, you guys are going really fast. Let's see. I feel like just Ipni Reveille here is fine. Everyone talks about big dumb dinosaurs. I want a big smart dinosaur. Okay. We're still dead, right? Yeah, we're still dead. Yeah. I'm trying to like read the chat now. I'm like, I'm dead before I can really reply. Yeah. Dead Zoe. I mean, we can bounce that, but that's still 7 damage. Yeah. Concede. There we go. That was a 1-2 there. Whoops. Hit the button. There we go. I've only done one draft and went 2-1 with a green-white Dino Vampire jank pile of garbage. Nice. I have no idea how it did so well. I don't know either, Josh. That sounds amazing. Brother went 3-0 with 7 Blight Keepers. Jesus. Had better luck with mid-range dinos and big finishers. Nice. Play first? Yes. Opening hand is 4 lands, Opt, Unsummon, and Primal Amulet, which is actually not bad being on the play. Let's keep. Opponent deciding whether or not to mulligan. I think green big things is pretty good to pair with any color. Yeah, that's basically right. Gonna pass here. See which color our opponent is playing. Betting on Hazoret's symbol here, I'm thinking red. Ooh, is it? Is it? Oh, Anthony, you feeling sick? That sucks, man. Feeling sick is no bueno. Compelling Argument is not bad. Let's put that on top. Perilous Voyage is also not bad. Let's play out a island here and pass. Of course, if we want to wait, we can do all of these in one turn with Primal Amulet, but if this is a control deck, we might be out of luck. But this might be a Drake deck. Oh, this is a Decoction module deck. Okay. That is perfectly fine. Cool. We have an Opt and Perilous Voyage available to us this next turn, so we'll do that. What are your buy bots called? I think if you just go to MTGO there's a tab just that says meter bots, and they're all right there. Let's see. Is he passing this turn? Okay. We can try for a Perilous Voyage here. It does bounce him, and it gives us a Scry too, so he might Supreme Will this if he wants to. Again, it doesn't hurt him, so he might just let it happen. But it does give him put his shields down for the turn. So it's likely that he'll let this resolve. Decoction. You kissed your mother with that mouth. Jeez. Metallic Rebuke. Sure. No. Let's just opt then. Put that in the bottom. All right, let's get out an Aether Hub and then the Amulet here. Likely that he will have a Braid. Do you play paper or Magic in paper? Absolutely, yeah. Anytime there's a pre-release, anytime there's a draft, I try to make it to my local game store and play some paper draft or obviously the seal events, stuff like that. Thoughts about using Pull from Tomorrow to better refill your hand? That was thought about for sure. I just like the ability of Glimmer of Genius because it gives you more energy if you have the Minister of Inquiries on the battlefield. So that was why that was chosen over Pull from Tomorrow. Metallurgic Summonings deck? Perhaps. Here's a Glimmer. Main phase Glimmer. Wow. That is good for us. Taps down completely. Again, remember, Supreme Will is now just 2 mana. Compelling is just 1 mana. These guys can't get any cheaper. Tried making a Metallurgic Summonings deck. It's hard, yeah. Do you play this deck in standard tournaments? I would love to build this, actually, and play it for some F&Ms in the future. Because this is a fun deck. I like mill decks just in general because they're not serious decks, and they can really upset. Like in testing earlier today, I went up against a Teamer Energy deck, and I just demolished it. And it felt so good. All right, let's see. Ipian Rivulet is not bad. I cancel on this. We're going to hold the Supreme Will in our hand, but we will Compelling Argument to get 1 counter. Saw someone running a green-blue Metallurgic Summonings ramp deck pre-rotation. Wow. Fleet Swallower and sideboard? Gasp. Yeah. Our promise for a 5/5 and 2 zombies and 2 lands is insanely efficient. That's true. That sounds scary. Demolishing tier 1 decks with some janky nonsense is awesome. Exactly, Anthony. Let's see. Opponent has 7 cards in hand. Second blue mana. I'm not sure what's happening. Let's see. I've only thrown away Glimmer, Metallurgic Summonings, and a Renegade map. So, kind of confused on what this is right now. Another Decoction module. Just interested to see where the creatures are. Well, there's one. Okay. What's up, trains? Another Thopter. We actually have enough for a unsummon Supreme Will this turn. Let's do that. Bounce, bounce. Tezzeret's touch deck? I should be late to the meal party. Happy Canadian Thanksgiving. Oh, wow. Is it? Is that what it is right now? All right, let's pay a life. Flip our Amulet. And remember, even if we cast it, it doesn't matter. The still resolves. Nice. I'm going to transform that. Okay. Aether Hub. All right, we just got to draw into some mill now. Now that we have our Amulet turned on. Wish he didn't. They didn't counter the Supreme Will. We could have dug for one, but that's all right. Supreme Willing is Supreme Will. Only the strongest survive. Whirler Virtuoso plus the Healy will make infinite Thopters. That's true. I guess he's waiting on the combo. He's just being a little slow about it. Or Virtuoso plus Panharmonicon. Can you disallow a transformation? I'm not sure. There's a Renegade map. And 2 Thopters? Yeah. 38 cards in his deck. Winds of Rebuke is actually hilarious. All right, let's do this one and that one. Let's see. Cannot change the target? I thought I could here. That's whatever. Glitching out on me, so. Let's get some more cards in the graveyard. This is kind of I'm running a Field of Ruins in the main board. Nice. I feel like I should have been able to copy that and bounce to both of them, but not sure what happened there. Oh, could have. Okay, gotcha. Could have changed target if you clicked on another target. I thought I did, but maybe not. Kept clicking the same target. There's Whirler. If you had Metallurgic Summonings out and you Fumigate, would Fumigate resolve and then you have a 5/5 token? Or the other way around? I'm assuming Fumigate would resolve and you would have a 5/5 token. Unless, actually it would probably go on the stack and Metallurgic Summoning's effect would go first, and so you'd make a 5/5 and then it would die. So you'd gain a life from it. It's 31 cards. Yeah, you kill your own token. Yeah. Thanks, Josh. I think we're dead. Metal Summonings is on Revolution, not cast. Gonti? Ooh. That's fun. This just got way more interesting. Yeah. Now I want to build this deck. This is super cool. First in, last out. Meaning Fumigate on the stack, then Summoning's trigger goes off the stack, then Summoning's trigger resolves, then Fumigate. Yeah. Azcanta isn't good in this list. Max, it was where Opt is in the deck list. If you look in the description, that's where Azcanta was originally. But the 1 mana versus 2 mana slot was a little bit easier for me. He attacks for 10 next turn? Absolutely. He's got 27. 27 energy. Oh, I love this kind of deck. I'm just excited now. I kind of want him to just resolve all of his things and hit me, but I also have things to do. With all the guys on the PT saying that Search for Azcanta is broken, do you see it getting an errata or banned in Standard? You know, there are a lot of cards in like the control matchups where like Torrential Gearhulk is incredibly good. And there are other cards like Mana Leak. I don't think Mana Leak was ever banned when it was in Standard. It just, you know, never came back because they kind of decided it was too powerful. But very few cards in like the control matchups, I think, are bannable. I don't think Search for Azcanta breaks anything. I think it just helps the strategy. So, interesting. Yeah, there we go. Getting in for total here. I'm just going to let him go. He's gone infinite. I'm going to let him attack me. Golf clap. I'm just impressed. All right, let's go sideboard. Let's see. I like running aground here. River's Rebuke is hilarious. So we're going to keep those in there. Let's put in 1 Fleet Swallower. I like the setup we actually have right now. So patronizing / petty sounding, Taryn. Well done. You talking about the golf clap? I'm just like impressed whenever that kind of thing goes off. I'm just like, good for you, man. Let's get out Fleet Swaller. I don't think that's good here. Let's take out a Voyage. Put it in a Negate. Actually, not a Negate. We already have 60 because we're on a ground. Disallow would be good here for the Gonti Heart trigger. Get out some Voyage. I think we're okay, actually. It's got an Amulet put in a Fleet Swaller just for the laughs. Hit Cement. Come on, Taryn. Fleet Swaller plus Fraying Sanity equals win. Why not try it? Oh, we're trying it. I put it in the deck. Play first, yes. Let's see. Opening hand, 2 mana, 1 Aether Hub, Minister, Compelling, Run to Ground, and wins. This is okay. Let's get out an island. And we'll pass. Interesting deck. Never seemed to get Fraying Sanity to go through. It's hard. You definitely want to be patient with Fraying Sanity. It's one of those cards that if they don't counter it, then it's it's going to be really difficult for them to remove in game 1. But if they do counter it, then you're really out of luck. So you got to basically play this nice dance between trying to rely on it and not. So like right now, I like to in the early game use Minister without Fraying Sanities until I get it on the battlefield. To at least still and try and get some mill if they try to remove these guys with Sweltering Suns or Harness Lightning, something like that. Let's see. Modern mill with Fraying Sanity, if it hits, is an insta-win. Decoction module, okay? Biggest sleeper in standard right now is the Gideon's Intervention. Gets rid of Hydra, Hazoret, Carnage, Tyrant, and the Scarab God. Get them cheap while you can. Hey, that's a good idea, Hector. It is 4 mana in white, so it is a little expensive, but I think it's worth it. Absolutely agree with that. All right, here's our turn 3 Fraying Sanity, uncountered. Let's just do some damage. Milling him for 12 this turn. He's at 35 right now. We can actually Winds of Rebuke our own creature, so if we want to get some energy back, we can. We are tapped out, though, so let's see. 3 mana. Or not. There's a Whirler Virtuoso. Coming in early. Let's see. 12. 22. We can almost win next turn. Let's see. We'll do a compelling argument. I feel like bouncing Minister here. I think that's safer. And cancel. Let's bounce the Decoction module. Or we can wait a turn. I think let's wait a turn. I mean, we can do it on his turn, so it's not a big deal. Yeah, he's going to get some triggers here. I'm pretty sure we've got this, yeah. Just got to see what he wants to do this time. He's got 12 cards in his deck. We can mill for 8 with Ipni Rivulae. and 8 with Winds of Rebukes, or not 8, but 4 with Winds of Rebuke. So that's actually 12 there. So I just want to see 5 cards in hand. Assuming Metallic Rebuke is in his hand, we don't want to use Winds of Rebuke his turn. We want to see if he wants to tap out. Again, even if he has only 1 blue mana up, he can use a Metallic Rebuke. What I might do this turn is Winds of Rebuke my own Minister here, get it back, and if he okay, getting in for 3 here. It's really close. I'm going to hold up a turn. River's Rebuke, that's nice. Again, I'm gonna hold for a turn. He's going to try for an aggressive strategy this time. 4 cards in hand. All the rebukes. All right. Let's try for a Decoction module rebuke here. Or run aground. Actually, no. We're going to wait. Can you play me next, Phoenix? No, this will be the last round for the day. Let's go for a run aground on... Actually, no. Gotta wait for the draw. I don't want to draw it. All right. Now we can do it. 2, 4, 6, 7. While you're watching the stream, yeah. We do have it with 2 Rivulet activations here. That's true. Thopterist. I mean, I guess we can do that, huh? It's just not as fun that way. No, it's fun. Yeah, unless he kills me this turn, they win. Or we win. What is happening? No, he didn't get his Decoction module situation going out quickly enough. We're just going to block here. Only going to block 1. Take 3. Down to 3 cards. Let's see. Do you have a disallow? You do not. All right, that's game. Cool, game 3. Let's go to a game 3. Opponent got pissed. Oh, that's funny. Yep. All right, let's go to sideboard here. I think we're good, actually. Just trying to think if we want to put anything else in the deck at the moment. I think it's okay. Spyglass is Thopterist. Meh. Do it. Too late, Elliot. Era of Innovation. Probably just not enough slots in the deck, Josh. But you never know. Opening hand is lots of mana. This is probably a mill here. Let's go for a mulligan. Ooh, much worse. We do have compelling argument to cycle. And Fleet Swallowers in our hand. This is okay. On top. We're also on the draw, so I think we'll be okay. Yeah, Jace's Defeat would also be good for this. Renegade map. Here is an Island, and we'll pass. If we don't draw an island the next turn, we might do cycle the compelling argument. Decoction module. Really good turn 2 play for him. There's a Winds. Likely cycle the compelling argument on their turn. Spyglass turning off the Thopter seems good, yeah. Yeah, turning off Gandhi is hard. That's one of the reasons I want to put it in the deck, but I wanted to put Fleet Swallower in here too. but right now we won't draw into mana, so you know how it goes. Tell my opponent I have to re-sideboard. Let's do a Winds of Rebuke on a Decoction module to get out of Metallic Rebuke, not Metallurgic Rebuke. Two mountains, nice. Here's a Minister. Might die to a Harness Lightning or a Lightning Strike. Blue baby incoming. Bloop. That guy right there with his 7 fingers, is it? Or 6? I think it's 6 fingers, right? 6 fingers, right? Yeah, 6 fingers. I can't talk today. What is happening? Having a stroke. 4 mana. Another Decoction module play. I was wondering, do you ever test drive your viewers' decks? Yeah, on Fridays. It's Fan Fridays, so if you ever have a deck list you want to have me play on the stream, you can always submit it to Superhinotama, my name right above me, at Gmail. I'll look it over, tweak it if I want to or need to, and then I'll run it on the stream if it's fun. Let's cycle the compelling argument here for a land. There we go. There we go. Very nice. All right. Minister, let's keep up a disallow here. Play the opponent's deck on a stream? Maybe. Although this is basically a Kaladesh only deck, so would like to try and focus more towards Ixalan's cards, but we'll see. One, two, three, four. 5. 5 mana. Is he just going to pass this turn? Let's go for a Winds of Rebuke and see if he wants to counter it. He does not. Okay. Island. Let's go for a Minister. We're getting up there with mana, so Fleet Swallower could be a reality coming up. 37 cards in his deck. Glimmer here, I assume. Supreme Will. Yeah, that's fine. I have personal experience with this jank. It is fun if it can go off. Did you do a Revel and Riches deck? Pixel, that is this week as well. I did a Grixis Amulet Revel deck. So I'll be doing the deck tech and the stream on that this week. Fleet Swallow hype. There's a Renegade map. Let's go into 5 cards. Decoction module again, I assume. Uh-huh. I can't wait for Terran to slam down that Fleet Swallower. I'm just going to be real mean right now. Let's run aground this. Let's see if he has a counter. I'm trying to get some counters out of his hand so that when Fleet Swallower does hit, it hits and stays. Scavenger Grounds. Ooh. We're up to 5. Up to 5, guys. Now I want 5 guys. You sure love your amulets. Well, it's just a really fun card, and I thought it worked really well in this deck, and it worked really well in the Grixis Amulet deck. It's just that Revel needed a little bit more juice. Decoction module. Okay. Come on, deck. Flood out like you always do so I can play Fleet Swallower, because that's hilarious. Let me have fun. Oh, one more. Ladies and gentlemen. It might happen. We're going to keep River's Rebuke for now. There's a Supreme Will, end of turn. Glad he's getting that out of his hand. Have a black, white, red, or blue, white, red America color deck. I think it's pretty good and funny. Yeah. Is it difficult to make a new deck every day? Clint, sort of. So basically how I make my decks is I have like all the deck lists in front of me, like the image galleries. And then I'm like, okay, I want a deck to do this and this. And then I'll pick through that. So it's not too difficult. It's just really frustrating. We're going to go for a Disallow here and see if he has a Metallic Rebuke. There's a Negate. Okay, so that hits, which is fine. Okay. Super random question. When did Kenji join the team? Josh, he's always been on the team. He's actually been streaming with us for a long time. It's just he's been doing it on his stream on Twitch. And he only like really ever does like drafts for us once a month. But he's just been crazy busy with all the tournaments lately. But normally he has a video on here once a month. He's completely tapped out. Okay. All right, deck. Top deck of land like I know you're going to. Do it. Do it. Come on. Yes! Sorry if I hurt anybody's ears just then. He's completely tapped out. This is amazing. Okay. We're about to shine here. Do you believe in life after love? Oh my gosh. That was amazing. Guys. It happened. Things are happening. My opponent just said, gotcha. It needs hexproof. It needs something. Oh my gosh. That was amazing. Okay, we're going to hit 6, and if he kills it this turn, I'll feel real bad. Feel real bad. What are you tapping? Okay, Gonti's Aether Heart. Can you have a Decoction module go off this turn? You can, can't you? Oh, you can. Dang it. Dang it. No! Oh, man. River's Rebuke would have been the better play. This is my reward. This is what I get for trying to play the Swallower. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, he wins this turn now. Saffron, I love like excitement there. Sorry about that. Infinite combo. Oh, it's fine. I'm just happy we got Fleet Swallower out in one of the games, one of the 3 games. I do think River's Rebuke was the better play, but Fleet Swallower, that's fun. That's nice. Oh, man. We could have played the Rebuke, played out Minister again. And then he would have had to completely set up his board for next turn. So he probably would have been actually okay to play it after that. Goodness. Magic AIDS guy has this weird cooing noise he does. It's ridiculous. Like, whoo, that? I don't know. Never seen this style of combo? Yeah, so basically whenever a Thopter enters the battlefield, the Decoction module gets the energy. So he has 2 going. And so whenever a heart or another artifact enters the battlefield under your control, which is another one of these, he gets another 2 energy. So he gets 4 energy whenever a Thopter hits the battlefield. So he can pay 3 energy, make a Thopter, and then if he pays, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, is it 8? 8 energy, he can take another turn, so he can swing out for 20. So it's a really cool combo. It takes a lot of like practice and time to like get perfect, and it's very easily disrupted to like a regular competitive deck. But other than that, it's amazing. Oh man. Oh man. Oh, goodness. Remember when I said Rivers Rebuke the module? Oh, I know, Elliot. I know. I was just excited about the Fleet Swallower moment there. Yeah, we're still dead, though. I can block this 2, 3. And I'll take 21. Oh, man, that was fun. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today. Like the video if you liked it, of course. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit the little bell right beside the subscribe button so you know when we upload a new video or when I go live on stream. I appreciate you. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and later today, the deck for this video will be up so everyone can see it in its full glory with me explaining why I did picks for what. So thanks, guys, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.